No dash lights on your Chrysler Sebring? Like the gauges work but the backlighting's completely out? Yeah, that one throws a lot of people off. Hey folks, I'm Tom. This is Car Justify, and if your Sebring's dash is darker than a cave at midnight, don't worry. We're gonna fix it fast, and I'll walk you through it step by step. So first thing, and this might sound too easy, check your dimmer switch. Yep, that little roller or dial near your headlight switch. It controls the brightness of the dash lights. I've seen it get bumped all the way down and people think the dash is broken. Give it a roll up and see what happens. I know, super simple. But hey, it happens. Alright, if that didn't do it, next up, check your fuse box. Your dash lights run through a fuse labeled something like illum, or interior lamp. On most Sebrings, it's in the junction block under the dash on the driver's side. Grab your owner's manual, or pop the cover off and look for the diagram. You're looking for a 10 amp or 15 amp fuse. If it's blown, replace it with the same size. Easy win if that's the issue. Now here's where it gets a little more hands-on. If the fuse is good and the dimmer switch isn't the problem, the headlight switch itself could be toast. This is more common than people think, especially on older Sebrings. That switch controls both the exterior lights and the dash lights. If the contacts inside are worn out or corroded, you might get headlights but no dash illumination. You can test it with a multimeter or just swap in a replacement. They're not that expensive and it's a plug-and-play job. While we're talking switches, double check if any of your other interior lights work, like your radio or HVAC lights. If everything's dead when the headlights are on, it could point to a ground issue or wiring problem behind the dash. But before we jump into deep wiring, let me throw one more easy one at you. You ever mess with aftermarket stuff, like swapped in a new stereo or added an interior light kit? Because I had a Sebring come in last month. Guy had an aftermarket head unit installed and the installer tapped into the wrong wire. Boom, no dash lights. If you've had any recent electrical work done, it's worth backtracking. Check the stereo harness and make sure nothing's shorted or loose. Alright, worst case, the dash bulbs themselves are burnt out. Yep, old school incandescent bulbs back there. And yeah, they do wear out. You'll have to pull the instrument cluster to get to them. Not hard, but a little time consuming. You pop off the trim, unscrew the cluster, unplug it, and swap the bulbs in the back. If you're in there already, I'd replace them all at once. Saves you from going back in later. Quick recap just to keep it straight. Start with the dimmer switch, always. Check your fuses, especially the one for interior or dash illumination. If those are good, test or replace the headlight switch. Look for recent stereo installs or anything aftermarket that could have messed with wiring. And if everything else checks out, pull the cluster and check the bulbs. This isn't a hard fix, just gotta go through it one step at a time. I've seen this exact problem on dozens of Sebrings, and it's almost always something small. Alright, if this video helped get your dash lights shining again, do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I drop new fixes every week, and I always keep them DIY friendly. Got a question or your Sebrings being extra stubborn? Drop a comment, I'll help out if I can. Catch you next time, and hey, keep those lights on.